So many companies that fail, so many individuals that fail, so many governments that fail, so many agencies, institutions, and organizations that fail. Do it because they're not figuring out what they need to do to position themselves correctly for the constant onslaught of change.
Most game changers, by their very definition, don't appear to be game changers at first. At first is something that is being belittled.
It is the board's responsibility to be aware of technology and also to ask questions, to frequently ask questions about technology and technology innovations.
Innovation is essential to business growth. And today, we're seeing a dramatic increase in the speed at which innovation occurs thanks to rapid advances across the technology ecosystem.
The key thing is to not just focus on predictable things around you. Really force yourself to look at what a small competitor might be doing that at first strikes you as absolutely ridiculous.
You're scanning the world, you're looking at what competitors are doing, and really trying to learn, from other companies. That's the best way of finding new technology innovations, is what your competitors are doing.
Keep a close eye on innovations within the consumer space. Look at what your kids are using. Pay attention. Look at small businesses. Look at foreign countries.
We look backwards, we find that so much of the technology that becomes disruptive in all of our environments begins in entertainment. Entertainment, fun, gaming, that's where it starts.
Too often, I think what companies look for is high return, high reward, with low risk and low investment. And that's fine, but generally not realistic. I think the differences between companies who are successful with technology innovation and those that may not be as successful is those that are successful have failed over and over and over again in how and what they've innovated.
Innovation is not a straight line. You have to tolerate some failure. And companies that have no tolerance for failure in innovation will, in fact, probably fail and be left behind themselves.
We spend a lot of time talking about the big trends, and we should. But when it comes to creating and building a culture of innovation, it's not so much about discovering the next big thing. It's more about identifying and acting on the opportunities to apply the current big things to improve operations, products, or customer service.
Where the board can be really supportive is allowing management, whether it's business leadership or technology leadership, to do some experimenting, to do some safe innovation within the context of their risk appetite and accept some failures.
It goes to the old concept of tone at the top. And the tone at the top has to be that innovation and emerging technologies will make or break our business. The best thing that a board can do is to make the point that innovation is important to the shareholders, is important to the board of directors, and inspire the management team to make sure that that message gets across to the entire company. It used to be that people would look at the number of patents filed, on an annual basis, and the company that filed a lot of patents clearly was more innovative than one that filed less. I think a metric that's actually more revealing is the metric of the percentage of revenue that comes from products that didn't exist 5 years ago for that company. I think in any corporation, the more you focus on innovation, the more that's going to come out in what customers are actually experiencing.
You may innovate in how something is delivered to the market and not innovate in that something itself. You may innovate by actually downsizing, downscaling, and going backward. Innovation may actually be stripping out a whole lot of things that are much more technologically high-level bells and whistles to something very simple, very elegant, that is really needed and will be better used. Or you may innovate by taking something so simple and making it so that it is so cheap and so tiny, and that may require enormous innovation. Enormous innovation.
If you're not seeing a statistic around innovation, and there's many statistics around innovation, ask for it. If nothing else, it's going to spur some discussion in the executive suite and the C-suite about, wow, we have a board member that really, would like to see some of these statistics. And the thing is that, the wonderful thing is that numbers don't lie. But in the end, it comes down to results.
What excites me the most about the landscape that we have today is that never before have we had the kind of data and compute power at our fingertips, almost anywhere, anytime, to predict likely outcomes, predict the future, and allow companies to make great decisions, making success far greater.